in lifestyle accessory design. With great power comes great responsibility. Design comes with empathy. When one starts to develop the idea of empathy and imagination, the whole world seems to open up to you. Empathy for me is connecting to someone emotionally, looking through their eyes. Empathy becomes a very integral part of design because finally when you are designing a product, it is to be used by someone else. The product that you see on the right hand side is a picnic platter that I designed during my academics at NID. Here, the main consideration was the Indian idea of eating on the floor, and especially in a picnic and all together. The way the plates have been arranged gives an idea of connecting with each other. Also, one of the main considerations again was reusability. At times, we go to picnic, we litter a lot, making it unusable for the person who is going to visit next. This kind of arrangement which connects you and which is reusable will not let you do that. Sev Puri Walas are an integral part of Ahmedabad food culture. They can be seen everywhere. But the issue is they are not legalized. Either they are shunned off by the police people or by the municipal corporation. What happens? They have to earn their livelihood. So they would bribe these police people because they have to survive. After a lot of research, observations, I realized that there are many problems such as hygiene, packaging, lighting, etc. in the evening. But one of the most important things that came up to my mind was the structure. Especially these people are mobile, they need to move. Even when the police are chasing them off, or they need to move from one place to other, go home, which becomes a very big task for them. That's why I tried designing a collapsible stand where they could carry it on their shoulders and could move from place to place, giving them portability. Also, after speaking to them, they were also giving the point that they don't like moving because it's bulky. So even there are no customers, they don't like moving. By giving them portability, mobility, it will give them more business. General perception about design is we make things look good, but that's the fact. But yeah, we do much beyond that. Remember those days when we used to cover up our television sets, our tape recorder, and put a flower vase over it. But today, things have changed with intervention of design. Now, a television or a stereo system, it's such stylish that it's itself a sculpture. People want to flaunt it. It has become a personality statement. It defines what you are. Looking at the poster that I designed, the bamboo and the fridge, I like to say, never underestimate an idea. It can lead you to anywhere. Design comes with curiosity. Curiosity is one thing that has always let me going. Gives me to explore new opportunities, learn more, know more. I watch television serials, cricket, news channels, everything. I watch even TV soaps. People might tell me, what's wrong with you? But that keeps me updated with what's happening today, which is very important. Even visiting a trade fair in a small town or a city, and at the same time visiting a fair as caliber of Lakme Fashion Week or maybe iSaloni if selected, helps me to know my consumer, my customers, what kind of section of the society are visiting these fairs, lets me know much more about them. Also, it helps me to apply the trickle down and the trickle up theory. Going to a fair like iSaloni or Lakme would help me apply my learnings from there at the bottom of the pyramid, and similarly what I learned at the bottom of the pyramid would help me apply in a bigger context. Flexibility is an integral part of design. I would just like to give an example because right now we all could relate with World Cup cricket fever, absolutely on high with mothers of all matches, India versus Pakistan, lying in few days. See, as in cricket, a cricketer has to shift from a T20 match to a test cricket to a one-day cricket. It's all about adapting. For me, flexibility is all about adapting. Here if you see on the left hand side, I had designed jewelry for Tanishq. for a very niche market with precious metal. But recently I've been working with a small cluster in a small village in Manipur, where I'm trying to design jewelry for them. What I've learned at Tanishq, the skills, the learnings, the knowledge, I'm trying to imply on their cluster. What is the biggest advantage that I feel, and I feel satisfied, is generally these craftsmen are considered just manufacturers. Here, what they are producing, they're going to use it themselves. It's not made in precious metals because they don't have the money to buy it. So it is made out of bronze and copper. It's just giving them few design inputs, they feel more privileged, where they could buy products themselves and fulfill their few aspirations. Also, one of the most important things I've realized, India being so diverse, the diversity is so vast, it becomes a challenge for, especially for an Indian designer, to design in this context. Looking at various socio-economic strata, various weather conditions, or various places, it is a big challenge for an Indian to design a product. Accountability. Recently, the world's third richest man, Warren Buffett, visited India. He requested the Indians, the corporate Indians, and the rich people to contribute towards charity, work for them, which is called as corporate social responsibility. As a designer, it's our responsibility to work towards the society. I'm not saying let's do charity, but let's create a system, a design that could make them self-sustainable. The NGOs have been working greatly recently or over the years, but with my recent example at Manipur, they are given loans or money by the NGOs or other organizations. They totally depend on them. When there is no funds, they have no future ahead because they are so dependent on the money now. The stool that you see on the right hand side is made out of bamboo, and the ropes, and by the craftspeople, which are underprivileged, and the ropes that you see on the right are made out of fabric waste, which are churned out by the slum dwellers in Ahmedabad. What I want to say with this is that let's make take a holistic approach where we could make a system for these people, especially this underprivileged or a community, where designer could be just the facilitator and where we could connect. For example, here would be the people who are making the ropes with the craftsmen who are making this furniture. Let them connect, make a community or make a chain where they're self-sustainable, not depending on somebody else who is giving them money or something. Here, like, there are ropes and furniture which are all made by the craftspeople or people who are underprivileged, which gives us a great idea of making a self-sustainable system. At the end of the day, I would like to say, the designers, we have the power to design. Let's use it responsibly. Thank you.